Hey everybody, Mac here, and we are going to work on, let's see, oh yes, we are going to do mixed rational expressions, meaning we're going to multiply and divide them. So we just spent the last section working on dividing. Well, now we're going to do some in multiplying. Same thing, it's just that, do we do the multiply and flip or not? So let's take a look at this first one. Let's go ahead and start by factoring this out. That's going to be an x plus 4, x minus 4. And this one, because that's a perfect square, which is 4, and that's double, that's going to be the one where we write it twice. X minus 4, x minus 4. It is x minus 4 quantity squared, and we've done that before in the problems where we did completing the square and the quadratic equations, but write it out twice. It makes it easier to cancel. Okay, let's cancel things out. X minus 4, x minus 4, x plus 4, x plus 4, x minus 4, x minus 4. Everybody cancels. The answer is 1. If you notice, I didn't do the flipping like I've done before. The reason I didn't do that is because it's a multiplication problem. Now let's go to number 2. Now we see this one's a division problem. So now let's do this one. I'm going to go ahead and factor the left. Because remember, multiplication, division, you don't do anything to the first one. So this is just going to become an x plus 5 and an x minus 5. Okay, this one is going to be, let's do it another way. If you don't like the trinomial square thing, third term is positive. My signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle number. What multiplies to 25 and adds to 10? It's 5 and 5. Okay, and then now it's a division sign. So here I will multiply and flip. That's important to do that on this one. All right, let's cancel away. X minus 5, x minus 5. And we're done. So this is going to be x plus 5. Now they write it twice, so in the very final one, it's best to write it as a squared. And this is going to be x minus 5 quantity squared. If you wrote them out next to each other, you wouldn't be wrong. But if you were to be using like a multiple choice, that's what you would do. You would see it as a quantity squared. All right, let's go on. All right, so now first thing I notice is this is multiplication, so I will not do any flipping here. Okay, so this is x plus 6 and an x minus 6. And this right here, x minus 6 and an x minus 6. All right, so I'm doing that really quickly because I did a whole section on factoring. So go back to factoring at maxtutorials.com, and that will help you. Oh, we didn't even talk about that. If you go to maxtutorials.com, that's where you're going to find all of these, where I do a lot more math. Here we go. X minus 6, x minus 6, x plus 6, x plus 6, x minus 6, x minus 6. The answer is 1. Everybody cancels out. All right, let's do number 4. Okay, difference of 2 squares. So that's going to be an x plus 7 and an x minus 7. This one is going to be, third term is positive. Signs will be the same. Take the sign of the middle number. What multiplies to 49 and adds to 14? That's a 7 and a 7. If you don't see the pattern, that's the longer way to do it, but it's not that long, is it? Oh, division. I can't start canceling yet. I've got to change in the multiplication, and I have to flip them. Once I flip them, now I can do it. Okay, x minus 7, x minus 7, x plus x plus 7, and an x plus 7. I'm left with an x plus 7 over an x minus 7. Can I do anything with those x's and 7s? Nope, because they're attached to pluses and minuses, okay? They have to be factors, meaning they have to multiply in order to cancel. If they're not multiplying, you can't cancel. Okay, let's do the next one. This is an x plus 8 and an x minus 8. This, again, is a trinomial square. And so this is going to be your x minus 8, x minus 8. Do I flip? Nope. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. X plus 8, x plus 8, x minus 8, x minus 8, x minus 8, x minus 8, 1. All right, I'm seeing a pattern here. Okay, let's do number 6. This is going to be an x plus 9 and an x minus 9. This is going to be x minus 9 and an x minus 9. Now, multiply and flip. Okay, so now what am I left with after I restate all those? X minus 9, x minus 9, X plus 9 has no friends. All right, there's nothing else I can do. There's nothing from the top and bottom that I can do, so I'm going to multiply across. And I have 2x plus 9, so I'm going to write them like that. And I have 2x minus 9s, so I'm going to write them like that. And that's it. I'm done. Let's go to number 7 now. Here we go. Now, this one factors differently. There's something the same I can pull out. I can pull out an x, and I'm going to be left with an x plus 5. Down here, I'm going to have an x plus 5, and I'm going to have an x minus 5. Okay, now, multiply and flip. All right, so let's go. X minus 5. Oh, I just made an assumption. I can't I? Is there anything that I can do? No, not that now that I flipped and multiplied and I'm looking at everybody. Oh, I see this, an x plus 5 and an x plus 5. I don't see anything else. So I am left with, on top, what's left over? X squared. What's left over on the bottom? Just an x minus 5 quantity squared. Okay, number 8. I can pull out an x on top, and I'm left with an x plus 7. On the bottom, I have an x plus 7 and an x minus 7. Now, multiplication, so I don't move anybody, I leave it the way it is. So let's go ahead and cancel. These guys are gone because I restated them, but these guys are still here. So my x and my x will cancel. X minus 7, x minus 7, x plus 7, x plus 7. My answer is 1. Going on to number 9. Can I pull something out? I sure can. I can pull out an x. And I'm going to be left with an x plus 9. Now here, I'm going to have an x plus 9 and an x minus 9. Now, it says division, so I have to multiply and I have to flip. Now, let's cancel things out. Oh dear, there's not a lot. It's just this. Boom and boom. So now on top, I have an x and an x, so I'm going to write x squared. And on the bottom, I have 2x minus 9, so I'm going to write an x minus 9 quantity squared. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to number 10. There's something the same. I can pull it out, and I'm going to be left with an x plus 4. And on the bottom, that's going to be an x plus 4, x minus 4. Now, it is division, so I turn it to multiplication, and I flip. And don't look at these. I already changed them. All right, let's cancel away. X plus 4, nothing else. So that becomes an x squared over x minus 4 quantity squared. All right, let's go to number 11. I can pull out an x, and I'm left with an x plus 3. On the bottom, I can change that into an x plus 3, x minus 3. Remember, always factor first. Now, this, the second one, it's multiplication, so I leave it alone. Now, here's a top, and there's a bottom. Here's a top, and there's a bottom. There's a top, and there's a bottom. Now I'm done. Okay, when you cancel everybody else out, you're just left with a 1. Okay, it's like saying 5 over 5 or something like that. Number 12, let's do this numerator. Pull out an x, and I'm left with an x plus 6. On the bottom, I get an x plus 6, and I get an x minus 6. Boom and boom. Now, I have division here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to multiplication, and I'm going to flip. There you go. So now, x minus 6, x minus 6, x plus 6, x plus 6, x. Oh, don't do that. They're both on top, aren't they? So I just want to go back. And now the only thing left I have is an x and an x on top, and I'm left with an x squared. All right, let's go to number 13 here. All right, now this one can factor differently, okay? So as I look at it, I have an x and an x. Third term is negative, so my signs are different. Okay, so now, can you think of numbers that'll multiply to 12 but subtract to 4? Yeah, it's a 6 and a 2. The bigger one gets assigned in the middle. So the 6 will go with the negative because the middle's negative, and the 2 will go with the positive. Down here, I get an x plus 3 and an x minus 3. Now, do I flip? No, I don't flip because it's multiplication. Die, 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 die. What's left over? X plus 2 over x minus 3. Boom, and done. All right, let's go to number 14, okay? This is just a normal factoring. the ones that I like to do. Now, these are a little bit different. I know that when I start doing my negative thing, they're not always taught that way. But I did do this in the section that I have on factoring. If you have your own method, no problem using it. You use with what works for you. But this is the method that I taught. Okay, so if the third term is negative, the signs are going to be different. Now I'm going to look for factors of the third that will subtract to the middle. And in this case, it's going to be 9 and 2. The bigger one gets the sign of the middle. So the 9 goes with the negative and the 2 goes with the positive. Positive 2 times 9 is negative 18. Negative 9 plus 2 is a negative 7. Now this becomes an x plus 2, x minus 2, the difference of squares. Now it is division, so I have to change in the multiplication and I have to flip. All right, so now don't look at these, just look at the red. X minus 9, x minus 9, x plus 2, x plus 2. Why did I write x minus x? What were you thinking, Mac? There you go, that's what I wanted. And now I'm just left with a x plus 2 over x minus 2. Boom. All right, 15, here we go. All right, boom, 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 boom. Okay, so third term positive, so that means my signs are the same. Doesn't mean they're plus or negative, it just means they're going to be the same. But I take the sign in the middle, which is going to be minus minus. What multiplies to 15 and adds to 8? That's going to be a 5 and a 3. All right, now let's look at the bottom. Difference of two squares, that's going to be x plus 5, and that's going to be x minus 5. Now it's a multiplication, so don't do any flipping. X plus 5, x plus 5. X minus 5, x minus 5. X minus 3, x minus 3. My answer is 1. Let's go on to number 16 now. 2 parentheses. Now, third term is positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle. Now, what multiplies to 24 and adds to 11? That would be an 8 and a 3. Now, in the bottom here, they're going to be a difference of squares. So I have x plus 4, x minus 4. Now, it's division, so now I multiply, and I have to flip it. Okay? Boom, 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 boom. Now, just look at the red. X minus 3, x minus 3, x plus 4, x plus 4. Can't do anything else. My answer is x minus 8 over x minus 4. I can't do anything with the x's and 4's because they're attached to minus signs. All right, 2 more problems and we're all done. All right, here we go. That's third term positive, so signs are the same. And you're going to take the sign of the middle number, and you're going to look for factors of 40 that add to 13. Well, that's going to be 8 and 5. Now look down here. That's going to be an x plus 5 and an x minus 5. It's multiplication, so don't do anything. You're good. X minus 8, x minus 8, x minus 5, x minus 5, x plus 5, x plus 5. Our answer is 1. Yay! And the last one. Way to hang in there, everybody. We're going to factor this one. Third term positive. Signs are the same. Take the sign of the middle. What multiplies to 20 and adds to 9? That looks like a 5 and a 4 to me. Okay. Now the bottom one is a difference of 2 squares. So we're just going to go x plus 6, x minus 6. Now, it's division, so we have to multiply and we have to flip. Now, don't look at those anymore, okay? All right, cancel away. I have an x minus 5 and an x minus 5. I have an x plus 6 and an x plus 6. Now I'm left with an x minus 4 on top, and I'm left with an x minus 6 on bottom. And my friends, that is how you do it, all right? So there we go. That's the version C. That's the last video I have on dividing. So now you know how to divide. Now you know how to multiply. Pretty easy. I'm going to tell you right now, adding and subtracting is a bit harder. But if you understand the concepts of how to come up with factors, the adding and subtracting is going to work a lot better. So great job factoring this out, and I'll see you when we add and subtract.